poor wireless connection. Is it gonna work? It looks like it's working. We'll see if anybody joins. Oh, how many people we got here? You're live. We're building an audience for you. Okay, 1 people, 5 people, 12 people. Hello, everybody. I'm going to talk about the things that happened today. There was a lot of things that happened today. I wanted to start off by just shitting on this Huffington Post guy that belittled the terrorist attack that happened last year on New Year's Eve, right? We're coming up on New Year's Eve again. And last year there was the sexual assaults in Germany that happened. And this Huffington Post writer says on his Twitter that it's mostly the fault of the women to be alone at night. He's a Syrian refugee, by the way. Writes for the Huffington Post, and he thinks that the women are to blame for being raped on New Year's Eve by Syrian refugees like himself. But that's not even the big story of the day. That's not even, this happened, he tweeted this, it says the 12th actually, so this was just making the rounds this morning, or, you know, I was just getting wind of it this morning. But now the news is we have 2 new terrorist attacks. That's why I shared that picture of the guy clapping with the Europe, the EU shirt on, and it says days since last Muslim terrorist. I wish that thing said just Islamic terrorist attack, not Muslim, because we need to separate the people from the ideology, because we're not mad at the people that do, I mean, we are mad at the people. We're mad at the ideology, though, for warping the people, because that's when you get, in America, people like Omar, or it doesn't matter what his name is, the guy that did Orlando, fuck him, by the way. He was inspired by ISIS, and, you know, Barack Obama does this dance where he says, oh, well, ISIS hasn't perpetrated any attacks on U.S. soil on my watch. Yeah, well, there's a fucking gray area that you're not letting us know about, that they're ISIS-inspired attacks, you jackass. Fuck, I get off track so easy when I talk about this. Where was I going with that? I forgot. Omar Mateen, yeah, I did remember his name. Good, I remembered a terrorist's name. Dude, you know, the one terrorist I do remember his name, though, is the guy from, that shot up like 70 people on that island. And of course I say I remember his name, and then I draw a blank, but, fuck, I don't remember. It doesn't matter. It does matter, but let me move on, because we got to talk about the truck. That's another thing that pisses me off. The media, okay, this is the whole reason I'm doing this, is because we're not getting the right information from the media. I got fucking CNN over here. They're like, hey, we're gonna play the tape from the assassination attempt in Turkey, and it's graphic. You guys got to be careful. It's graphic. He says stuff and whatever. They play it, and what do they play? They play the part where the guy gets shot. He kind of like moves. You don't really see anything. You know, it's not graphic at all. And then the guy starts shouting, and what happens? But the audio cuts out. They know what he said. They have the audio, I'm sure. Yeah, Anders Breivik, that's who I was talking about. Why did I forget that? That name is ingrained in my fucking brain. It's because I'm distracted by this other stuff. But anyways, the CNN played the fucking clip. Didn't play him saying Allahu Akbar. Like, he said it. I'm sure there's audio of it that exists, but because the audio was playing fine until he started speaking, the audio goes, and it wasn't even a live thing. There was like, well, we're recapping what's happened today, you know, blah, 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 and they just play it. There's like nothing happened. There's no reason for the audio to cut out where it did, except for the fact that they don't want you to hear him say that. They want to tell you what he said. They want to say, well, he said God is the greatest, is what he said. No, he didn't say God is the greatest. He said Allahu fucking Akbar. So, Jesus Christ. Same thing with the guy that drove the truck into, Live Leak has the audio in full. Yeah, I'm sure they do. The guy that drove the truck into the crowd in Germany today. All the media people keep saying, well, the truck that crashed, the truck that ran into, and then when it did this, when it did that. Not the fucking truck, the guy who was in it. Talk about the fucking, I'm a truck driver. I'm not a truck, okay? This is not, okay, and it's not rocket science what happened. It's a Christmas event in Germany where they have migrants trying to kill you. This isn't a brake failure. This isn't, oh, a renegade truck like accidentally, perhaps, you know, no, it's not a fucking accident. It's not a mistake. It's a fucking terrorist attack. It's an obvious hallmarks of a terrorist attack. And then CNN gets on there and is chastising Trump for coming out and calling the Turkey one what it is, an Islamic terrorist attack. And they're saying, well, we don't really, Turkey hasn't said that yet, and the White House hasn't said that yet, and we don't know where he's getting his information from. Maybe he knows something we don't. Yeah, he knows what a fucking terrorist attack, he knows what fucking radical Islam looks like. That's why we fucking elected him, fucking CNN. I can't believe this media. I cannot believe it. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's so obvious what is happening. There's no reason to pussyfoot around it. Even if you're gonna pussyfoot around it, at least say, this looks pretty much like this is what's happening. It's like with the election. Okay, so you can say that Hillary has a 95% chance of winning. Well, we think Hillary has a 95% chance of winning, and we'll say that, even though it's not fact. But when the terrorist attack happens, you're not gonna say, well, this looks pretty much like it's probably a terrorist attack. We don't really need to pussyfoot around and say, well, it could have been a brake failure, or well, who knows? Who even knows what could have happened? How could Donald Trump say that? How could he even say that? We are the media now. It's true. It's freaking true. Even, you know, on other topics too. It's not just this topic. It's every other freaking topic that they want to cover. They got to put out their slant into it, their SJW slant, and they got to put their narrative into it. Let's move on to some other stuff I was going to get to. So Twitter removed the hashtag. Like, there was a hashtag about the Turkey shooting, and once they discovered the shooter was a radical Muslim, they took it down. Or once the hashtag started being taken over by people saying, look, this is radical Islam, Twitter was like, yeah, let's take this hashtag down. Let's take it down. Let's take it down. We don't like that. It's ridiculous. The Hill, okay, I covered that one. What's the next one? I was gonna cover this. I mean, I'm trying to make some humor out of this, guys. I'm posting some stuff, trying to be a little bit funny. I mean, because we gotta laugh this. I mean, we gotta kick these regressive liberals into realizing what's happening. But we also need to just kind of, maybe not. I don't know. I'm always too quick to be laughing about things. But I posted on Twitter, what did the Christmas market in Germany know about Hillary Clinton? That's not insensitive to the victims. I didn't say what did the victims know. I said what did the Christmas market know, because they attacked the Christmas market. What are we saying on here? Even if it wasn't brake failure, it wouldn't steer into a crowd of people. Yeah, exactly. I don't think anyone said it was a brake failure. I heard somebody commented and said they heard on Huffington Post somebody say it was a brake failure. I don't think anybody really said that. A radicalized truck. No, I had a good one. Oh my god, it was so funny. I was so proud. Pretty proud of this funny where the hell is it? Okay, this guy said it's those damn driverless trucks, man. And I was like, yeah, the radical autonomous, I can't say it, radical autonomous truck programmers. And then I was like, wait, I can make that an acronym. So I was like, radical autonomous truck programmers and child killers, Rat Pack. Like, it's not funny. This isn't funny. This is serious stuff, but Rat Pack. Radical autonomous truck programmers. Guys, this is ridiculous. It's not a truck. It's not it crashed. It's a guy attacked people. It's an Islamic terrorist attacked people. That is the story. That is what you tell people when this happens. Okay? We are the media. Not just me. I'm doing great. You know, okay, guys, I gotta tell you. Is Eves on here? Eves, if you're on here, say something. I wanna know. Because I have friends around the world now that I've added all these people on Facebook and become friends with people over this course of this year. And this guy Eves in Germany is Jewish, culturally Jewish. He's not religious. He messaged me right away when this happened. I don't know why I'm first on his mind for this. Maybe I'm doing a good job, but he sent me an audio message and told me he was okay, his family's okay. Told me what was going on because I hadn't posted about it yet. And I told him, man, I'm driving, it's a blizzard. I gotta stop and look at this. And guys, it's moving for me to have that happen when somebody thinks of me because I'm speaking out and speaking the truth and trying to better the world in this way, and people notice it. Here's an off-topic question. Is being a truck driver a good job? Yes, it is. I enjoy it because I enjoy music, and actually was going to bring this up because we had those 2 truck attacks, and we also had the attack in Bataclan, and I mentioned this in a previous video, but that one shook me too because I'm a big fan of music, and I don't want to get killed while I'm enjoying a rock concert like those people were. I got a tattoo after that happened, not just to remember that it happened, but to remember that we have to enjoy what we can and not be scared of the terrorist and not be scared that it's going to happen to us. But we do need to be rational about it. Steve says, hi Michael, shit's getting crazy, right? It is getting crazy. I'm moving more and more towards just being very, very firm in my positions about this. There's no back and forth gray area about if you are obstructing this news from happening, if you're telling us that we need to wait, we don't need to wait. There's hardly ever a time where something like this happens and you're like, oh, well, actually, you know, it was those darn Amish this time. Or, you know what, actually, it was workplace violence. The truck driver there were a lot, you know what, it was a Christmas party, but actually there were a lot of truck drivers there. They were his co-workers, and he had to run them over. Like, this is asinine that we cannot have honest media talking about this. Like, look, I don't want to move the camera, but I was just going to go over there and see. I've seen, like, Ruben does that, and some other people, they go like, well, let's go just look at the TV right now and see what they're saying and criticize it. I'll do that maybe some other time, but good to see 40 people around here listening to me right now. Anybody have any questions about what happened today? Did you guys all hear everything? Like the assassination in Turkey, the truck driver that crashed into the crowd. What's with there was a passenger. So the news said that there's a guy they have in custody that he may or may not be the driver apparently, and then also there was a guy running on foot that may or may not have been the driver. Those are 2 different people, I think, is what I've assessed from this, and then also a passenger. Like he hijacked the truck or something, because the truck had. Excuse me, the truck it was a heavy load. It had a bunch of metal in it, apparently. Like this, I don't think this guy owned the truck. I think he hijacked it. I think that's what the guy in the passenger seat was. What is this guy saying? Oh my God, this guy, who's this guy that always gets on my videos? I don't see him comment anywhere else. He gets on the videos and asks me if I eat the booty like groceries. I don't, man. I do not. I eat my groceries like I eat groceries. That's what I do. They play these games with us by not calling evil by its name and then go into the, well, it could have been this, just some misunderstood youth, yeah. Any word on the mosque shooting in Switzerland? Yeah, there wasn't, I haven't even had time to look at that. There was another one? Are you kidding me? This is ridiculous. We watch because you tell more truth than those liars. Yeah, you know who's another good one is Sargon of Akkad. He doesn't do live stuff, I don't think, as much, but I was listening to his podcast with Dave Rubin when this happened. I was in the middle of it. Listen to Sargon and Rubin talk about the regressive left and the new liberal, not the new liberals, but the classical liberals. And Sargon was saying we need a kind of a label for these classical liberals that aren't the regressive left, but they're not alt-right, they're not too far right. I'm sure many of you on here probably aren't that, well, maybe some of you are. But if you can, think of a label for that. Like because this is good. Like, regardless of whether you think this is a good thing or a bad thing, just humor me. Is there a label for the classical liberals besides for a classical liberal? Hey Jess, what's up? My sister's on here. What's going on? Thank you. My beard, you know, I think I got a good length going on. I got my trimmer set to this length, and this is yesterday or this morning. I don't remember, but this is about exactly where I want it. So thanks. Yeah. You can't talk about my fucking beard. We're talking about serious stuff here, sister. Actual sister. Who else is saying stuff right here? Shooter has bled a lot when he was shot. Tying up loose ends. The Young Turks just came on. You should see if they mention it and call it what it is. They I don't know, but honestly, I know Dave Rubin came from the Young Turks. I've never watched the Young Turks in full at all. I've heard Cenk. Oh, no, I did download their podcast. I tried to listen to it, but Cenk is such a doofus. He's so stupid. I hate him really much, a lot. Even it makes me lose my ability to speak when I think about how stupid he is. What do we got? We should call ourselves alt-centrists. Let's get rid of alt. Alt and control. What's another one? Option? We're option. We're shift. We're shift center. Option center. Yeah, option center. We're the center option. There's the alt-right, the control left, and then we're the center option. I like that one. libertarian. No, Sargon went through a whole thing about how that's different, and I think he's just comparing libertin. Why are you laughing? Because I said Chank. Did I say his name wrong? Is it Jank or Chank or Shank? I don't even know. Like, you know, like who spells their name? Where's this guy come from? He's not from around here, is he? How about moderates? Dell centrists? Moderates is good. I like the new center. That was one I heard earlier this year was the new center. An idiot with control issues. Yeah, he is. Is there anything else to talk about right now? Where's my likes on Twitter? See what I liked recently. Ooh, what's this one? What do you want to talk about Turkey? Steve Badham said something about Turkey. ISIS apparently has kids at now. Ew. Yeah, so, okay, and so here's the other thing. ISIS claimed responsibility for the truck attack. They keep reclaiming responsibility for attacks where they didn't have any hand in it. That's just inspired by them. So they claim responsibility for it. And I think regardless of whether it's true or not, or truthiness of it, it's still something that we should pay attention to and talk about, because they're influencing these attacks. This is the thing. They call them lone wolf attacks, or they call them terrorism, and the left loves to any white guy that kills somebody, that's terrorism. And they're like, wow, this is terrorism. But then the lone wolf attacks, there's this gray area, okay? A guy that shoots up the club in Orlando, this cannot be categorized as a lone wolf attack, and this cannot be categorized as like Obama, you know, craftily said, it wasn't dictated by ISIS, it wasn't perpetrated by ISIS. He's right. So it's not all the way over there either. It's in this middle area where it's inspired by them, where ISIS's existence and their continued calls for violence is causing this. This is a category of its own. This is Islamic terrorism. It's by their ideology. Some comments coming in here. What do we got? South Korea impeachment. Oh yeah, that's a good thing though. I remember I was reading about that. She was in power for some weird, like, this woman seemed super weird. I wish I had been paying attention to that earlier. Jessica says, love you so much, sorry not sorry, happy holidays. Okay. Obama broke a record with his pardons today. He should. I got a turkey he can pardon. He's got to pardon this turkey. I'll get it for you. Allegedly Muslim or former Muslim. I'll die laughing if he blows himself up on TO. Is he? I don't know if he is. Chang. Why is it every time there's a terrorist attack, the left immediately puts the not all Muslims, whatever, we're white Christian, we're all bad. Yeah, exactly. That's a good podcast I was listening to with Dave Rubin and Sargon of Akkad. They were talking about that exact issue, about how the left likes to put people in broad categories until it comes to them. This collectivism versus individualism, which is what these Brexit and Trump and everything is about. Oh man, I wish I could just repeat that whole podcast. You guys gotta listen to it. What other comments we got on here? Leaderless resistance, no command structure, just inspiration. Gotta go, time to hit the road, drive safe in the blizzard out there. Yeah, I'm in for the night. I'm at a hotel, that's why my background's all weird than it is usual. Wait, guys, stop talking about, are the comments delayed? Why are you guys still talking about Cenk? I shouldn't have brought him up, or somebody else shouldn't have. This is ridiculous. Recently, 12-year-old boy tried to blow a Christmas market in Germany twice. Yes, I remember hearing about that, and I was like, this needs to get more attention. People need to pay attention to this. But no. Yeah, 12-year-old lone wolf. Exactly. Yeah, he's aggrieved by the political, like, dynamics of his history. Yeah, the history and the politics is what got this 12-year-old to do that, I'm sure. Well, hey, guys, it's been great. Little update there. I don't got much else to say. There's 30 of you still on here. Any last questions before I get off? Because I'm going to get off and just do my own thing and call it a night. It's been a long one. It's been crazy. Man. No other comment? Or wait. Remember that Turkey is a NATO ally, folks. We don't want Russia to go to war with them. Yeah, that was the thing. I was quick to say that. that we didn't, when we said no war with Russia and as opposition to Hillary's no-fly zone in Syria, we weren't hoping for war with Russia against Turkey. I was quick to say that, but then I realized, no, you're right. Obama would probably side with Turkey against Russia if they started fighting, and like, this is all far-fetched. This isn't going to happen, but I'm just saying, we shouldn't be on Turkey's side in this fight. Their government is becoming far too fundamentalist. It used to be more secular. It used to be the shining example of secular Islamic countries in the Middle East, and they're not anymore. It's what I understand. Like, this is my outside perspective. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm not saying we should go with Russia and start killing a bunch of Turks, but if Russia is at war with Turkey, I don't think that we need to fucking stay out of it. We need to stay out of this shit. for one, we're making people mad by getting involved. But if there is somebody that to be helped, we gotta be careful which side we pick, because you're right, they are a NATO ally. Don't let that diesel gel up. Yeah, I won't. Good night. Opinions on Poland. No opinions on Poland. I'm too tired for that shit. Alright guys, see you later.